Hello students, how are you all? Stay safe at home. Try to take vitamin C, fruits, amla, citrus fruits every day. You know very well, life is more important, precious. Today we are going to see about life processes. Biology, first chapter is life processes. Okay, from the name itself you can understand what are the things coming under it. Which is the primary source of energy? Green plants. So first plants, then for life, what are the systems needed in our body? First one, we have to get energy. For that we have to eat food, so nutrition that should be digested. Then after digestion it should be carried by blood to all parts of the body. Then respiration, then transportation. All these only we are going to see in this chapter. Okay, first, what is life process? The process in which all organ systems are work together to perform and maintain the job or body, that is only called life process. So processes which work together to perform maintenance job is called life process. To carry out this main thing, what is needed? Energy, which is obtained from what? Food. The materials required to sustain life are called nutrients. Oxygen, food and water. Okay. Nutrients in sense we can say food and water, then oxygen. Different life processes are there. First one, nutrition, respiration, circulation, transpiration, excretion and reproduction. Food sources are mainly made of carbon. Whatever food you take, it is made up of carbon, carbohydrate. What are the nutrients every day we are taking? Carbohydrate, protein, fat. In all these also carbon is the majors. Food need to be broken down, then converted into energy. Then only we are getting energy. That process is known as respiration. In unicellular organisms, no special organs are there. So simply by their body surface, oxygen is entering, CO2 is coming out. Okay, they are directly in contact with the environment. Therefore, simple diffusion can meet the requirement of taking in food, exchange of gases and removal of waste. But in multicellular organisms, the organs are well developed. So there is no direct contact between some organs and the environment. Specialized body parts to fulfill all these requirements. They have special organ systems to take inside food, oxygen, transportation, to get rid of the waste, etc. First we can start with nutrition. What is nutrition? It is a process by which an organism obtains its food. The process of nutrition include ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. And also in addition to this we can say oxidation of food to release energy. What is ingestion? Ingestion means the process by which the food is taken inside the organs. Digestion, the breakdown of complex food material to simple form. Absorption, the digested food materials are absorbed, imbibed. Then extra amount of food material stored inside the storehouse. For example, in our body, which is the storehouse? Liver. That is assimilation. Then unwanted, undigested materials are sent out through the excretory organ, that is only called egestion. Then oxidation of food to release energy, that is taking place in respiration. Okay. Otherwise we can say in another form, it is a process of intake as well as utilization of nutrients by an organism to release energy for carrying out all life processes. So for doing all the life process, we need energy. That energy we can get from food. How? The breakdown of food or oxidation of food to release energy. Food and its function. Food. What is food? It is a nutritive substance taken by all organisms for their growth, development and survival. Okay, functions of food. First, provide energy to do the work. Then helps in maintaining body temperature. Important for growth and reproduction. Helps in repairing damaged cells and tissues. Helps in removal of waste. It maintains water balance in the body. That is called osmoregulation. You know, our body weight nearly 70% is due to the presence of water. One more thing, water is a universal solvent because all substances easily dissolved in water, easily transported to all parts of our body. Modes of nutrition. First, broadly divided into two types, autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic means all green plants can prepare their own food. That is coming under autotrophic mode of nutrition. Blue-green algae also we can give example. Heterotrophic, from the term itself you can say it depends on other organisms. In heterotrophic there are three types: saprophytic, parasitic and holozoic. Saprophytic, what is it? It depends on dead and decaying organic matter. Best example, fungi, yeast. Then parasitic mode of nutrition. What is it? They are depending on the host. For example, in our body, you know, head louse in the hair, bedbug, then inside our intestine even tapeworm. Like that way here, cuscuta and plasmodium, mosquito is sucking blood. So that is also of course parasite, partial parasite we can say, or external parasite. So they are depending on the host for their survival. Next one, holozoic. Example, man, dog, amoeba, what they are doing. The complex food materials are broken with the help of enzymes, then simplified, absorbed. That is only called a holozoic mode of nutrition. So under heterotrophic, three mode: saprophytic, parasitic and holozoic. Autotrophic mode of nutrition. From the term itself you can understand auto refers to self. So here green plants can prepare their own food in the presence of sunlight with the help of carbon dioxide and water. If we are saying green plants, green, that is due to the presence of chlorophyll only. This process only known as photosynthesis. Here photosynthetic bacteria and all green plants. We can give equation also. 6CO2 plus 12H2O gives, above that equation you have to write chlorophyll and sunlight, then we are getting glucose C6H12O6 plus 6O2 and 6H2O. This is the photosynthetic equation. In the reactant side 12 water molecule, in the product side 6 water molecule. Okay, this is the very important equation for photosynthesis process. What happens during photosynthesis? Absorption of light energy by chlorophyll, then conversion of light energy into chemical energy, then splitting of water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen, reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrate. These three steps are very important, usually asked in board exam also for 2 marks question. This diagram shows photosynthesis process very clearly. First, solar energy falls on the green plant, that is chlorophyll absorbs light energy and converted into chemical energy. How? With the help of water, carbon dioxide. Reduction of water molecule. In water, hydrogen and oxygen. So separated, combined with carbon from carbon dioxide, Therefore, we are getting glucose, that is only sugar molecule. It is shown in this diagram very clearly. Cross section of leaf. If we cut the leaf, we can see all these parts. First one is upper epidermis. Above the epidermis, wax cuticle. It prevents the entry of water inside. Then long tube-like structures, that is only mesophyll layer. In this, chlorophyll is present. It helps in photosynthesis. Then down you can see lower epidermis. There also wax cuticle. Then in between you can see inside the lower epidermis stomata. Already you know what is stomata. Tiny pores present on the lower epidermis of the leaf. It helps in exchange of gas, transpiration. Already you studied in lower class. Photoautotropic nutrition. From the term itself you can understand. Photo means before taking photo what? Flash or light. Here also the light falls on green plants. So synthesis of food, that is only called what? Photoautotropic nutrition. The nutrition in which light energy, that is photons, is used to prepare own food by an organism. Example, green plants. Yes, here this diagram shows crotons or variegated leaves. If you are taking money plant leaf or croton's leaf, you have to draw it on a paper and you have to note the places where it looks like green color. Then we have to do iodine test. What is iodine test? First, we have to keep the leaf in alcohol. This alcohol should be kept inside the water bath. What is water bath? We are making idli. Just in the steam only the idli is cooked. The same way, because alcohol easily catches fire. To avoid that, alcohol with that leaf should be kept inside the water container. Then when the water is heated, after few minutes, the alcohol is also getting heat and makes the leaf to boil. Then after few seconds, we have to remove the leaf and wash it in water and add a drop of iodine. Wherever the green color shows in the leaf becomes blue. You can see that in diagram. So those places carbohydrate is synthesized. Yes, this diagram shows euglena. Euglena is a connecting link between plants and animals. So we can call it as plant animal because it has chloroplast like plant. At the same time, it can move with the help of flagellum like animal. Because of that, it is known as plant animal. You can see in the diagram very well, nucleus is there, chloroplast, then contractile vacuole, and foot vacuole is also there. Long hair-like structure, that is only flagellum. With that it can move. This is photosynthetic bacteria. So from the term itself you can understand photosynthetic. So it has some green color, so it can prepare its own food. Chemoautotropic nutrition. From the term itself you can understand some chemicals are there, but they can synthesize their own food, so autotropic. Here chemosynthetic bacteria, that is Nitrosomonas. Food is synthesized from inorganic substances. How? With the help of nitrogen, atmospheric nitrogen, they can prepare their food. Stomata, already you know stomata is a tiny pore present on the lower epidermis of the leaf. The opening and closing of the stomata with the help of God cells. Just like a P-shaped cells are present, that is only God cells. When the God cells swell, when water flows into them, causing the stomatal pore to open. Similarly, the pore closes means the God cells are shrinking. Stomata helps in exchange of gases and helps in transpiration. Yes, here in this diagram you can see the stomatal pore. It is guarded by God cells. In the God cells you can see the chloroplast. Then outside you can see the epidermal cells. Yes, from this diagram you can understand carbon dioxide is essential for photosynthesis. Already we saw the green leaf part. Otherwise the chlorophyll is important for synthesis of food. The same way here we can say CO2 is essential for photosynthesis. How can we prove this? Two potted plant we have to take and keep it inside the bell jar. In one potted plant, small bowl you can see in the diagram, their potassium hydroxide is kept. Potassium hydroxide is a chemical just like camphor, small, okay, in size. We have to keep inside one bell jar, another bell jar, no potassium hydroxide, only potted plant. Why we are keeping this KOH? KOH has the ability to absorb CO2. So whatever CO2 present inside that bell jar is absorbed by KOH. During respiration, the plant is giving out CO2. That CO2 is also absorbed by KOH. So inside the bell jar now no CO2. Okay, understood. Now after some time or after 6 hours, we have to pluck the leaf from both potted plant and do iodine test. Then we can understand in the first plant leaf no bluish black, but second plant leaf turn into bluish black. That shows CO2 is essential for photosynthesis. In the first case, the CO2 which is released during respiration is absorbed by KOH. But in second case, no KOH. So CO2 is available. That CO2 is used for photosynthesis. So that potted plant leaves are showing bluish black. So far we covered autotrophic nutrition. Next we can see heterotrophic nutrition in animals and also in human being in the next session. Thank you.